Everyone mute, please.
Okay, Ernie.
So the women of Mechuzah, the women of Mechuzah, the Achlan V'lo Avdan, they would only eat. They didn't go to work. So therefore, the husbands had to make all the money, and it led to them having to steal. Therefore, I will smite you with drought and illness. And the locust will eat the grapes and the figs and the olives. Now these are all different kinds of grasshoppers. These are all different forms of grasshoppers. The place where you might recognize these words is on Hoshana Rabbah. One of the Hoshanas, I think it's the 6th Hoshana, when we go around, we talk about the Govai and the Chasil and the Yelek. It has to do with things that deteriorate and then come back. So all of these different types of grasshoppers are mentioned there in the Hoshanas on Hoshana Rabbah. He'll eat the flesh of his arm. He's going to end up eating his children. Because that's what we said, that what will lead to Ba'avon Gazel B'nei Adam Ochlim B'sar Pneim Uvnosei. From these psukim. We're going to continue along the same theme. Ba'avon Inui Adin. Inui Adin is, the judges come up with a din based on their own thoughts. It's not really based on justice. Now, Ivus Adin is where the Mazid favor one party or another. The Kilkul Adin, they're lazy and they don't do enough research. Ubitul Torah, because of these Averos, Cherev, Uviza Rabba, that means an army is going to come with a sword and kill, and there's going to be looting. The Dever, a plague, Uvatsares Ba, and famine. People eat, they're not satiated. V'oichlin lachmam the mishkal. They have to buy their bread by weight, like in the concentration camps, they were given an ounce of bread or 3 ounces of bread. Not a loaf of bread. It's measured out in weight. I'll bring you cherev as the revenge for the fact that you destroyed the bris. Vein bris alo Torah. That's bittul Torah. Shnemer imlo verisi yomam v'layla. Uksiv b'shivri lachem matel lechem v'afu eser nashim b'tanur echad. It means 10 women will have to bake their bread in one oven. And v'yeshivu lach b'chem b'mishkal. They will eat their bread by weight. V'achaltem v'lo tizbo. This is the pasuk in the Tochacha and Parshas Bechukosai. And then it says, Yan u'viyan, b'mishpatay mu'asu, v'eschukosai gal nafdavsham. It's because of Mishpat that these punishments came, and because of Bris Torah. Then it says, B'avon shmua shav, because you take a false oath, or for no reason, u'shua sheker, v'chilul Shabbos, v'chilul Hashem, there's a lot of wild animals in the street. And our domesticated animals die. And the population of humanity shrink. The highways are like full of weeds. Shenemar, It says also in the Chukosai, in the Tochan Bechukosai, the im be'ela lo tevasru li, al tikra be'ela ela ba'Allah. Allah means a shvua. Uksiv ishlachti bachem es chayas hasadeh. Because of a problem with the shvua, I'm going to send you wild animals. Uksiv ishma sheker v'lo si shavu b'shmi la'shaker. Don't take a false oath. V'chilat Hashem lokecha v'chil Hashem. Uv'chil Hashem ksiv v'lo sechalu Hashem kodshi. Uv'chil Shabbos ksiv v'chaleh mos yumas. The Yalav chilu mishvua sheker. And they all learn as a Gzeir Shabbat together. So all of these Averos lead to Chayas Raus and what we described. Then it says, Babon Shvichus Damim, Beis HaMikdash Charev. Because of murder, the Beis HaMikdash will be destroyed. Ushchina Mistalekes Misrael. Shneamar, Lo Sachanifu Es Haaretz, Asher Atem Ba, Ki Adamu Yachanif Es Haaretz, Ula Aretz Lo Yichupar Ledam Asher Shofach Ba, Ki Im Bedam Shofcho. So it's talking about murder. Below the Tamer, below the Tamu, so if you're metame the aretz with this blood of murder, I'm not going to let you dwell on the land. And I'm not going to dwell there. That's why later on in the Gemara we're going to learn that the Sanhedrin moved out of the Lishka Gozis 40 years before Churban Bayis Sheni. Why did they move? They moved to the Chanuyos. They moved to a different place. Why is that? Because the only place that you can adjudicate capital crimes, where you can give the death penalty, was when the Sanhedrin was in the Lishka Gozis. There were so many murderers that they have to move out of there, otherwise they'd have to kill all sorts of people. And so you see, right before Churban Bayis Sheni, there was a huge upswing in murder. Because of immorality and avodah zarah, b'shmata shmitas v'yodlos, and lack of observing shmita, golus bala oila. Then the people are nigle. It's very interesting. We always talk about because of the three cardinal averos, the Churban occurred. But we see something else here. We see the Churban occurs because of murder. And then the Gilui Arayos of Avodah Zarah leads to Galus. So it's like two separate things. Umaglino's son and Kaisel are taken into Galus. Uboy Nacheri and the Yoshim Mikomo. Other people come and sit in the place of Israel. Shnemar, Kiev Kol HaToivot HaEl, Asu Anshe Arta Shalifechem, Vatitma Aretz, V'lo Taki Aretz Etchem Betumachem Otak Asher Ka'at HaGoy Asher Lefnechem. This is also in the Torah Vayikra. Uksiv Vatitma Aretz V'avkod Avona Alea. The land will become tummy with blood, and I will redeem the Ova. Uksiv Lo Saki Aretz Eschem. Otherwise, the ground is going to vomit you out. V'tamachem Osa. Uvavodas Kochom Uksiv. V'nosat yes pigrechem al pigrei gilulechem, uksiv hashimos yes migdashechem, v'lo ariach b'reach nichochem, v'etchem ez erev hagoyim. This is all in the Torah in Parshas Bekosai. I will spread them out among the goyim, and b'shmitin v'yovlos ksiv oz tirtza arts v'shachapsusel kol yimei hashama v'atem be'eretz oivechem, uksiv kol yimei hashama tishbos. So these are voinois that have led to all of these psukim. Period. Then the Gemara says, "Bavon nivlos peh," because people use bad language. Nivul peh, soros rabos, ugzeres koshos litzchachos. So then we have a lot of tsaros and a lot of bad gzeros. Uvachure sor Yisrael mesim, and young adults, Jews, die. Yisomim v'almonas soakim v'enananim. Orphans and widows will cry out and they won't be answered. Shenemar alkein al buchurav lo yismach Hashem means the young people. That's Yisomim v'almonos of lo yarachim. Hashem won't have mercy on the Yisomim almonos. Kichulo chanef Umeirav echol peh dover nevala. That's nivul peh. Because zos l'shava po v'od yadon netuya. And his arm is still outstretched. My v'od yadon netuya. Omer Rav Chanan bar Rava yoidim kala lama nichnas al chuppah. You go to a wedding. Everybody knows the kala is going to the chuppah and what's going to happen later on, but it's not. It's nibul peh to speak about it directly. So if you do use ugly language, even if in Shammai they were gozer, you should have 70 years of good, it can be switched over in 1 second with nivul peh. They deepen Gehenim form. Gehenim's already deep, but they make it deeper for that guy. Shenamar shucha amucha pi zaros, right? A mouth that speaks zar. From that, by Yitzchak af shomeh v'shosei. Shenamar ze'um Hashem yipol sham. That refers to a person who listens to the nivul peh and doesn't chastise his friend for using nivul peh. He also will fall there in Gehenim. Amra Moshe. Somebody who beats himself and gets wounded because he's running to do Averis, he will have even more wounds. Shenemar, Chaburos Petza Tamruk Barav. The La'od El Shenidon Behidrokan. He will be afflicted with this disease called hydrokan. It's a certain, Rashi says, a certain disease. We don't know what it is. We've said it before. If you hold back going to the bathroom, you get this disease. Shenemar, umakos chadre voter, right? A makeh, it's in your innards. Amr Nachman bar Yitzchak simin lavera hidrukan. People who engage in immorality, then they have this hidrukan. I guess you would have a skin lesion, and if it was thick, that was a siman that it was because of immorality. Now you could get this disease because of famine. It would be tapuach. It would swell up. The shafim dak. If it's caused by witchcraft, it's thin. Shmuel HaKot M'chashvei. Shmuel HaKot thought he had hidrukan. Omar, Ribono Shel Olam, mi meifis. He's going to say, he said to Hashem, who's going to know that my hidrukan isn't because of Aveira? So it's embarrassing to me. So Itzi. So Hashem healed them. So they shouldn't have that suffix. Abaye Chashpe, Amar Rava. So Abaye came down with the same disease. Amar Rava, Yedana Beben Achmeni. Achmeni was another name for Abaye. The Mechafe Nafshe. He fasts a lot. And we said, because of fasting, you can get the same disease. Rava Chashpe. Rava got ill with the same thing. Rava Huda Amar Nefishe Ketile Kedem and Tiche Kafam. He said people are not careful about what they eat, and going to the bathroom is going to lead to problems. So how could Rava be afflicted by the same thing that he warned people about? Shiny Rava, the Ansli Rabbanan Bidni Balkarnim. Yeah, but Rava was a Rosh Yeshiva, and he would be giving the shir, and the Talmidim didn't let him go to the bathroom. Because he couldn't go to the bathroom, he got this disease of hidrokun. There are 4 signs that you can tell what Aveira somebody's doing. Siman Aveira, hidrukan. If somebody's fooling around, immorality, he gets this hidrukan. Siman Sinas Chinam, yerakon. If he is engaged in Sinas Chinam, he gets fagrind, whatever yerakon is, jaundice. Similar, if he's haughty, anius, he becomes poor. Similar, lashon hara, askara. Askara is diphtheria. because Rashi says it's goimer begoron, and it's like a diphtheria created like a membrane. You couldn't breathe. Torah bonon. Ask Rabban Olam ala meiser. When people don't give meiser, then they would die. Nisa b'dei shemayim with the asker. But Rabbi Yossi oimer al lashon hara. No, it becomes of lashon hara. Amar Rav v'temer ben lady mikra. How do we see this from a pasuk? The melech yitzmach belokim yitalel kol anish barbo ki yisacher pi dovrei shaker. Right. The P that is speaking sheker is going to be Yisacher from the Lashon of Askara. The boy, the Rabbi Yossi, a Lashon Hara Ka'amar, is it only a Lashon Hara or Dima'af a Lashon Hara? It means as well as Lashon Hara, and there's other things that cause it. Namika. Toshma, come in here and prove. We have an alumnus of Kerbi Avne. Velvel Feinblum was listening here. So we know Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai, when they took him out, when the Biryonim were making a riot in 70 CE with Vespasian, who was the general. So they took him out in a coffin, and he came to the emperor, and he gave a good prognosis for the emperor for this general that he was become the emperor. So the Vespasian told Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai, ask me anything you want, I'll grant it. What did Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai say? Tein li Yavne v'chachameha. There was already a movement of the Talmidei Chachamim from Yerushalayim to Yavne. It's called Kerem b'Yavne because they used to sit in rows in a half moon, like 180-degree circle, like that. And in the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, the greater Talmidei Chachamim would sit in the first row, second row. So that was called Kerem b'Yavne. So on the day that they inaugurated Kerem b'Yavne, Hayasham Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon. We're talking about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Nishala Sheila Zu Bifneya. They asked the following question: why does Askara, it starts in your intestines and it finishes in the mouth? So Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Loi spoke first. He had a title. He was called Rosh HaMedabrim. He spoke first everywhere. We'll see why. It said, Afal pi shekloyos yoatzos. Even though that kidneys give advice. V'leiv mevim. And the heart understands. V'lashon mechatech. But the tongue is what sort of makes the vowels pegoimer. Finishes in the mouth. So it starts from the innards, which the kloyos they view as being in the innards. Now, people have always asked me, I'm talking about Talmidei Chachamim. Once Rav Ezrachi, Baruch Mordechai Ezrachi was here by Eli Reisman, or no, I'm sorry, it was by Shelley and Mickey's wedding. And I was with them over Shabbos on the beach. I remember walking with Rav Baruch Mordechai late by Shalosh Shudas, and he asked me, what's going on with the kloyos giving eitzos? Because he knew I was a kidney specialist. He says, what do the kidneys have to do with an eitzah? It's a good question. And I gave him the following answer. I said that our brain would not work properly. See, the kidney maintains the electrolytes very carefully. Our sodium is exactly 140. Our chloride is 109. Our potassium is 4.0. Any little shift, and when you drink fluid, when you don't have enough fluid, you're dehydrated, the kidney regulates those electrolytes. If you get sodium of 120 or sodium of 150, you have seizures and you go into delirium and you're in coma. So without the kidneys setting the proper milieu for the brain to function, you can't have any thoughts. That's the only thing I have any connections to how the kidneys give aces. Then it says, Nani Rav Loz Rav Yossi v'Omar, B'nei she'ochlin bo dvarim tmeim. That they get askara because they eat something that's tummy. Dvarim tmeim sagedaitich, or they're going to eat non-kosher food. Ella she'ochlin bo dvarim she'enam etukanim. That means they eat food that Trumas and Meisos have not been given. Because we said, Ala Meiser, you get askara as well. Nane Reb Shimon v'Omar Bavon Bittul Torah. Remember, we said this is Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Remember, we have the famous machlokas in the Sechta Brachos between Reb Shimon ben Yochai and Rabbi Shmuel. Whether should you learn Torah all the time or only do Torah and your work? So Rabbi Shmuel said you have to do Derech Eretz and Torah. According to Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, you only do Torah. At the end of that Gemara, it says, many people tried like Rab Shimon and didn't work. And then it said, many tried like Rabbi Shmuel and it works. So of course we understand why it's Rab Shimon here who says the Oven Bittul Torah. Because for him, if you did something else without learning, besides learning, was Bittul Torah. So, Amrullah, they said back to Rab Shimon, Noshim Yochichu. Women don't have a chi of learning Torah, yet women get askara. So the Gemara says, yeah. Rabbi Shimon said, Shemavatlo, says, Baleim. Yeah, but they cause their husbands not to learn. That's why they get it. This says, Nochrim Yochichu. But Goyim have nothing to do with Torah, and they also get askara. Shemavatlo is Yisrael. Yeah, but because they give so much tzoras to Jews, they cause them to have bittul Torah. Says the Gemara, Tinoikos Yochichu. But little children don't have a chi of Torah, and they get the disease. So Shemavatl Nesaviyam, the children cause the father not to learn. That's cheder where there is no bittul Torah, yet they get the askara. So Hasam Rav Gurion, Rav Gurion, Bitem Rav Yosef Rav Shmaya, is manshat tzadikim bador, tzadikim is personal ador. If there's tzadikim in the world, sometimes Hashem takes the tzadikim as a kapara. They die, or they have the Yisurim as a way for the door to get kapara. Ein tzadikim bador tinoika shel beis rabban is pasal ador. It's the kinderlach that sometimes have to suffer through either disease or death to be miskaper on the door. What's the pasuk that teaches us? Im lo tedilach hayafa banashim si'ilach bi'igvei atzov. This is in Shir Hashiri. V'amrinan gidayim amushrokim alaroim. We're talking about the goats who are being taken care of by the shepherds. That means the kids that are in cheder. Shmamina afa lashon hara nami ka'amar. So we brought proof that for other averos, not just lashon hara. Shmamina, it's a good proof. Freit the Gemara of my Korile Rosh HaMedabim B'chol Mokum. Why was Rabbi Yehuda Bar Eloi called the Rosh HaMedabim? The Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shimon. These now remember, Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Shimon is the famous Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Shimon throughout Masechta Shabbos. Davar Shem Miskavein Machlokas Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Shimon. Mlocha Shein Tzricha Gufa is Machlokas Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Shimon. Muktzah, Yesh Muktzah, Leslie Muktzah is Machlokes Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Shimon. And Rabbi Yossi, by the way, what do these Talmidim have in common? These were the last Talmidim. It says that Rabbi Kiva had 24,000 Talmidim. They all died in Pesach Lateras because Lo Nagu Kovid Zelazeh. Eventually, Rabbi Kiva took 5 Talmidei Chachamim and gave them smicha bedorim, and these 3 were part of that group. So, can you imagine how much Torah Shabbat Peh we have today? It's all based on those 5 Talmidim Rabbi Kiva. How much Torah would we have today if the 24,000 Talmidim Rabbi Kiva would have survived? All of the Torah we have are from the 5 Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva. There was nobody else left. The Yosef Yehuda ben Gerun Gavai. Yehuda ben Gerim, who was the son of Gerim, he was sitting next to them. They were talking about Rome. And Rabbi Yehuda said, look how beautiful, look how great this country is. Tiknu Shvokim, they made markets. Tiknu Geshorim, they made the aqueducts, bridges, right? Tiknu Merchotzos, those of you who've been to Rome have seen the bathhouses of Rome. It's this massive thing with piping and plumbing. And so that's, Rabbi Yehuda praised Rome. Rabbi Yossi Shosa. Rabbi Yossi didn't agree, but he didn't disagree. Nada Rabbi Shimon Yochai Omar, Komasha Tiknu, no Tiknu Ela L'Tzorach Chatzman. He says that they have no great reason to praise them. Whatever they did for their own self. They didn't care about anybody else. Tiknu Shvokim Loshim Bemzonos. They made markets, what for? To put prostitutes there. Merchotzos Ladin Bematzman. The bathhouses is so that because they believed in the beauty of the body, so they could make their body beautiful. Geshorim Litom and Mechas. They built bridges. Why? Because they wanted to collect taxes. Holach Yehuda ben Gerim, the Siper Divrei of Ishmael Malchus. Yehuda ben Gerim, I guess maybe was a Roman. He was a ger, and he told the authorities, Amru Yehuda she'ila Yisale. So on Yehuda ben Eloi, that they heard that he praised them, so they made him the head honcho. So he became the Rosh HaMedabrim. Yoisi Shersosak Yigla Tzipoimi. The Romans threw him out. He went north to Tzipoimi. But that was very important because who was Rabbi Yossi's Talmud? Was Rabbi Meir and eventually Rabbi Yudah Nossi, who wrote the Mishnah, which occurred in Tzipoimi, in Tveria, that region. Shimon Shagina Yehare. So on Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, because he criticized the Romans, a decree went out to kill him. Therefore, Azalhu Udrei Tashu Midrasha. So he and his son, Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Shimon, hid in the base medrash. Every day his wife brought him a shtickle broid and a fleshel Wasser, some water. And they ate it. He took it, so the Romans got closer. So Rav Shimon Bar Yochai said to his son, Noshim daitin kalaleim. He was concerned that his wife would get caught, tortured, and they're going to find us hiding in the yeshiva. Ozlu toshu b'marasa. So they found a cave, and they went to hide in the cave. The famous cave, I guess, near Meron. Yisrachish Nisa, and a nace occurred. Ivulu Charuva, a carob tree grew there, Ve'ena Demai, in a spring of water, and they lived on the carob and water. They realized, who knows how long we're going to be here? So they took off their clothes, so they were naked. They buried themselves in sand up until their head, so they could learn Torah. Because as long as you don't see your erva, you can learn. Kuli Omagarsi. But when they had to daven, levushu michsu matzah, so they put on their clothes and daven. And then they took their clothes off and went into the sand again, so that their clothes would not wear out. Isfu tracer shani b'marasa. They spent 12 years in the cave. As Eliyahu arrived to come up Pitzcha de Marasa. Omar man lude lebar yoichas demis case rubatul zerasa. I want to inform Bar Yochai that the Caesar has died and the Xeris are over. Nafku. So they came out of the cave. Chazu inshi, go korchi v'zari. So he saw people in the fields planting. Again, Rav Shimon ben Yochai is the one who said people should learn Torah all the time. They're leaving the oilam haba of Torah and working on temporary money. So So wherever Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Elazar put their eyes, got burnt up. Yatsa Baskol V'amar Lahem, L'hachrev Olami, it's all Sam. What, you came out of the cave to destroy my world? Chizru L'marastem, go back to the cave. Hadar Azul, they went back. Iswu Tracer Yarchei Shasa, they spent another 12 months. Amri Mishpat Rishon Begehenim, Shnei Masar Chodesh. That Rishon spent 12 months in Gehenim. We could probably get out now. Yatsa Baskol V'amar Tzumi Marastem. So Abaskol came out and said, yes, you can go on. Nafku. Now, wherever Rabbi Elazar looked, it was still burned, but somehow Rabbi Shimon now would heal it. So somehow they neutralized each other. The world is good, you and me. It was Erev Shabbos, Chazu Alu Saba, they saw an old man. He was running with two branches of hadas. Was a myrtle. The roy ben hashmashos. What is this myrtle? What are these hadasim for? Omerlahu lichvod Shabbos. The sizgula b'chad. What's wrong with one? Chad keneged zochar, the chad keneged shomer. By the way, if you've ever been to Chassidish Tish, Barry Weiss does it next door. By Shabbos, right before he makes Kiddush, he has two myrtles and they make a borei atzei, but something they smell it. So it's a Chassidish minig because of this Gemara. Look how Klal Yisrael loves mitzvahs. Yosef Datayu, so they calmed down. Remember, they were upset that they're not learning Torah. The fact that they love mitzvahs made them feel better. Shomer Rav Pinchas ben Yair Chasnei. So some say he was the son-in-law, some say he was the father-in-law of Rav Shimon ben Yochai. This is the famous Pinchas ben Yair. He lived in the same generation. Remember, the donkey of Rav Pinchas ben Yair would not eat food that Truman Meisters had not been taken from him. Unafak lape. So he wanted to greet Rav Shimon ben Yochai. They took him into a bathhouse. I guess he had scratches because he was in the sand for 12 years. And Rav Pinchas was crying, or Rav Shimon was crying. Right? So Rav Pinchas ben Yair said to him, why is to me that I saw you in this way? Rav Shimon responded, no, it's good that you saw me. You wouldn't have seen what we went through. That's godless b'Torah, that we have to, the way we live. Look at how great Rav Shimon ben Yochai became because of the 12 years in the cave. When Rav Shimon ben Yochai used to ask a kasha, having Mefark, Rav Pinchas ben Yair tracer peruke. Rav Pinchas ben Yair would give him 12 terutzim. L'solf, now when he came out, Rav Pinchas ben Yair pushed you. When Rav Pinchas ben Yair asked the kasha, having Mefark, Rav Shimon ben Yochai asked him peruke. Rav Shimon ben Yochai would be able to give 24 terutzim. Omar, Rav Shimon ben Yochai said to himself, because the names occurred to me, Ezel Atzkin Milsa. I want to do something good for the community. Where did he see that this was you're supposed to do? Vayavo Yaakov Shalem. Right? After the confrontation with Esav and he got saved, he came to the ear Shechem. It says Vayavo Yaakov Shalem ir Shechem. Asher be'eretz Canaan b'vomi padan Aram, vayichan et pnei ha'ir. That's the puzzle. So what do you mean shalom? Amarav shalom begufo, shalom b'mamone, shalom b'taroso. He was physically healthy, he had a lot of money, and he had his Torah. What did he do? Vayichan es pnei ha'ir. Machlokas, what does that mean? Omer Rav Matbeh Tikein Lahem. For the cities of Shechem, he minted a coin. They had never used coinage before. He gave them the idea of coins. Shmuel Amar, Shvokim Tikein Lahem. He told them about the concept of a market. Have a market. Rav Yochanan Amar Merchotzos Tikein Lahem. He told them about bathhouses. Omar, Milsa the boy to Kune. First thing he asked is, this is from Shimon ben Yochai. He asked, is there something that the community needs? So Amrulay, Ikaduchta, the Ispe Suffolk Tuma. There's a field where there's a suffix, whether there's a dead body there, and the Kohanim have a problem. They have to walk around the field. They don't want to get Tomei. Maybe you could solve that problem. And we'll figure out how we solve that problem tomorrow, 9 o'clock.